మా స్కూల్ సైన్స్ ఫేర్ కు లిమ్కా బుక్ ఆఫ్ రికార్డ్ సాధించింది.
నా పెద్ద మనవరాల్ని అన్ని వసతులతో క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అందిస్తున్న స్కూల్లోనే జాయిన్ చేశాను. ఏ స్కూల్ సార్ అది?
ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసరీ స్కూల్. క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లో నెంబర్ 1, కల్చరల్ యాక్టివిటీస్ లో నెంబర్ 1, స్పోర్ట్స్ లో నెంబర్ 1, క్యాంపస్ లో నెంబర్ 1.
చదువులో, తెలివితేటల్లో, ఆలోచన విధానంలో, నాయకత్వ లక్షణాల్లో వారు ఏ రంగంలో ముందున్నారో గుర్తించి విజేతలుగా నిలపడమే ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసోరీస్ ప్రత్యేకత. పాలకొల్లు పట్టణంలో ఉన్నత విద్యతో పాటు భవిష్యత్తులో బాగా సెటిల్ అవుతున్న వారిలో అత్యధికులు ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసోరీస్ విద్యార్థులే.
ఇలా అన్ని ఉన్న చోట మన పిల్లల్ని చదివిస్తేనే వాళ్ళకి మంచి భవిష్యత్తు ఉంటుంది.
ఇక నుండి ఏ పిఆర్ఓ చెప్పినా వినను. ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసోరీస్ లోనే చదివిస్తాను.
మీ పిల్లల బంగారు భవిష్యత్తుకు మాది బాధ్యత.
అడ్మిషన్ల కొరకు సంప్రదించండి. మాంటిసోరీస్ విద్యా సంస్థలు, ఉల్లంపర్రు. ఫోన్ 222206. బ్రాంచెస్ రామారావుపేట. ఫోన్ 224200. కొడిగట్టు. ఫోన్ 228800.
Good morning children. This is Purushottam, faculty of Montessori School, Ullamparru. In previous class we learned about electric current. Okay. So now today's class there is another important lesson, electromagnetism. Another important lesson is electromagnetism. Here in our daily life we observe applications of electromagnetism like working of electric motor, working of electric generator, working of ATM card, working of induction stove, like that. All these are works based on the electromagnetism. So today we are going to learn about electromagnetism. What is meant by electromagnetism and who gave the relation between electric current and magnetism? Here there is a relation between electric current and electromagnetism. It was given by Ørsted, Christian Hans Ørsted. So he did an experiment and finally conclude that there is a relation between electric current and magnet. According to his experiment, here he connect a copper wire to the battery through a switch. So for example, AB is the copper wire and the ends of this copper wire is connected to the battery through a switch. Whenever we close the switch, the current will be passes. Place a magnetic compass under this copper wire. Place a magnetic compass under this copper wire. Actually, whenever we bring a magnetic compass nearer to the bar magnet, it will be deflected. That means the needle in the magnetic compass will be deflected. Like that. Now here magnetic compass is placed under the copper wire. So now whenever we close the switch, the current will be passes throughout the circuit. Then the needle in this magnetic compass will be deflects. Why it is deflect? Here that means here it is deflected means here the electric field, here the current is passes through the wire, so it creates electric field. So this electric field, it forms a magnetic field around the wire. So that's why the needle in this compass will be deflect. Okay. So this is the relation between electric current and magnetism. That is magnet. If the magnetic compass is placed above this wire, again the needle in this magnetic compass deflected. So this means around this current carrying wire there is a magnetic field exists. That's why needle in the magnetic compass deflects. This is the Ørsted experiment. So what is the magnetic field? So here magnetic field is defined. A magnetic field exists in the region surrounding a bar magnet and it has strength and direction. Understand? So whenever the magnetic field is created around this magnet, here some magnetic field lines are formed. How these magnetic field lines are formed? And how can we say that direction and strength of magnetic field? Let us see. Okay, next, magnetic field lines. Here, whenever the magnetic field exists around the bar magnet, there will be some field lines are formed around the magnet. Those field lines are called magnetic field lines, and those are also known as magnetic field lines of force. So magnetic field lines can be determined by using a magnetic compass. Now here a bar magnet is placed here and north and south pole. If magnetic compass is placed at anywhere, it always shows that north and south pole of the earth. So now here we place the magnetic compass at north pole, then the needle in this magnetic compass deflected in such a direction. At that end of this needle, we have to place again this magnetic compass, then this needle again deflected in another direction. So then finally dots will be formed, these dots will be joined like this, then we get field lines are formed. These field lines are formed like this, on other side also formed like this. That means the magnetic field lines out of the magnet travels from north to south. The magnetic field lines are formed out of the magnet. These are travels from north to south. But inside the magnet, the field lines are passes from south to north. This is about magnetic field lines. So due to this magnetic field lines, we know that due to this magnetic field lines, we know that strength and direction of magnetic fields. So for example, if you place a magnetic compass at this point on the magnetic field line, then the needle of the magnetic compass, it shows the tangent at this point. So the tangent at that point on this curved line, it gives direction of magnetic field lines. And wherever the more magnetic field lines are there, so if you observe at the ends of this magnet, that means north and south pole, here more magnetic field lines are there. That means magnetic field lines are crowded at the poles of the magnet, so that's why here more magnetic field strength. If you observe at this point, here there is a more space in between the magnetic field lines. So that's why here weak magnetic field is exist. So we know that strength and direction of magnetic field lines. Okay, wherever the more magnetic field lines, that is more magnetic field strength, and wherever the less magnetic field lines are there, that is less magnetic field strength. Okay, so now here number of magnetic field lines passing through this area. So the number of magnetic field lines passing through the given area which are perpendicular, that is magnetic flux. Okay, so number of field lines. Here if you imagine in this area A, which is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field lines. If you imagine this area, this is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field lines. So the number of magnetic field lines passing through a plane of area A, which is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field lines, is called magnetic flux. This magnetic flux is denoted with the letter phi, and this magnetic field is measured in Webers. So the SI unit of magnetic flux is Weber. Okay, what are the units of SI units of magnetic flux? That is Weber. Is it clear? This is about magnetic flux. Next, magnetic flux density or magnetic field induction. Already we know that magnetic flux. What is meant by magnetic flux? The number of magnetic field lines passing through a given area is called magnetic flux. Okay. Now magnetic flux density means the ratio of magnetic flux and area is called magnetic flux density. If you taken that, here the magnetic field lines are passing like this. The magnetic field lines are passing like this. If you are taking a perpendicular area, here we are taking the perpendicular area, then here there are some magnetic field lines are passes. That means the magnetic flux passing through the given area. That means magnetic flux per unit area. Magnetic flux per unit area is called magnetic flux density. That is B. Magnetic flux density is taken as letter B. So the magnetic flux density B equals to magnetic flux by area. Magnetic flux by area. Flux is denoted with letter phi and area is taken as A. Then phi equals to BA. Phi equals to BA. Then phi equals to BA cos theta. Phi equals to BA cos theta. Here, if theta is 0, that means if the field lines and the given area both are parallel to each other. So the field lines is 0, that means the angle between the field lines and given area is 0, then if you substitute this 0 value in this cos theta, that means cos 0 equals to 1. So the magnetic flux passing through the magnetic flux parallel to the given area is maximum. If imagine this, here a plane is taken as perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field lines. So what is the number of field lines passing through this? This is the area. This area is perpendicular to this direction of field lines. Now what is the magnetic flux passing through this? Here there is an angle between, there is the angle between magnetic field lines and given area is 90 degrees. So if theta is taken as 90 degrees, the phi is minimum. Why? The cos 90 is 0. Cos 90 is 0. So the magnetic flux is minimum. That means the magnetic flux is 0. The magnetic flux is 0. So the direction of magnetic field lines and given area are parallel to each other. Then the magnetic flux is maximum. Next, the direction of magnetic field lines and given area perpendicular to each other. Then the magnetic flux passing through that area is minimum, means 0. Is it clear? And next, what are the units of magnetic flux density or magnetic field induction? Weber per meter square is the unit of magnetic flux density, which is taken as Tesla. So Weber per meter square is also known as Tesla. Is it clear? Here what is the magnetic flux parallel to the given area? The magnetic flux parallel to the given area is maximum. And what is the magnetic flux perpendicular to the given area? That is minimum or 0. Okay children, next magnetic field due to the current. So here magnetic field due to current, it is mainly occurs in 3 ways. What are those? First one is magnetic field due to straight current carrying wire. Second one, magnetic field due to circular coil. Third one, magnetic field due to solenoid. Now let us see one by one. Now first one, magnetic field due to straight current carrying wire. Now let us take a cardboard and make a hole and pass a copper wire through this hole. And the ends of this copper wire, for example A and B, the ends of this copper wire is connected to the battery through a switch. And now close the switch. Close the switch, then current is passes through the wire like this. Current is passes through the wire like this. So if you sprinkle some iron fillings on this cardboard, all these iron fillings comes into a pattern. That means they are comes in a systematic order. So like this. So the field lines are formed around this wire as a concentric circuits or concentric loops. Here these concentric circles are formed due to this current. Then current is into this board, that means into this page. So when current is into the page, what is the direction of magnetic field lines around the current carrying wire? Okay, now this direction of magnetic field lines can be determined by using, so this direction of magnetic field lines and current can be determined by using right hand thumb rule. This is our right hand. So stretch our thumb like this and remaining fingers adjust like this. So they are curled. So these four fingers are curling and this is straight wire. So if you take like this stick is taken as straight current carrying wire. So now hold the stick like this. This thumb gives direction of current. This thumb gives direction of current, and these remaining four fingers which are curling around this stick, that is current carrying wire, are taken as a direction of magnetic field lines. Now according to this figure, the current is into the page, that means it is in downward direction. So current is into the downward direction like this, if you observe this. So how the magnetic, our four fingers are like this, that means our curled fingers. So this is in the direction of clockwise. That means this is. So field lines are like this. If you change the battery, terminals of battery like this, here negative and positive terminal, and now close the switch. Again sprinkle some iron fillings around this hole. That means again we sprinkle some iron fillings on this cardboard and close the switch. Then current is flows from positive terminal to negative terminal. Now this is the direction of current. And again these iron fillings are arranged in concentric circuits. Concentric circle means all the circles are having only single center. Okay, one center. That is called concentric circle. So here concentric circles are formed. Here now the current is in upward direction, that is out of the page like this. So if you take a straight current carrying wire and hold like this, then current is in upward direction, then field lines are like this. Field lines are anti-clockwise. So when the current is in upward direction or out of the page, then field lines are in anti-clockwise direction. So what is the direction of magnetic field lines around the straight current carrying wire? When the current is in downward direction or into the page, the field lines are clockwise direction. What is the direction of magnetic field lines? When the current is passes in upward direction or out of the page into the straight current carrying wire, then the field lines are in anti-clockwise direction. Is it clear? And coming to next one. Next, magnetic field due to circular coil. Now take a cardboard and make the two holes and pass a copper wire through these holes. So on the top we are imagining like this, and sprinkle some iron fillings on this cardboard and connect the ends of wire to this battery through a switch. Now close the switch, close the key, then current will be passes through these wires. So this is the current is passing through this wire, and field lines are formed around these copper wire like this. So what is the direction of magnetic field lines in this circular copper coil? So again by using right hand thumb rule, in previous case the thumb gives direction of current, and remaining fingers gives the direction of magnetic field lines, that is direction of magnetic force. Okay, now in case of this circular coil, here these four fingers gives the direction of current and thumb gives the direction of magnetic field lines. So if you curl our fingers like this, okay, so that these fingers are in this direction, then magnetic field lines are into the page. Magnetic field lines are into the page. If you change the polarities like this, plus and minus, then magnetic field lines are, the current in this coil is like this. So that means, so this is the current. So when current is in, this is in clockwise direction, when current is in clockwise direction, then field lines are towards the board or towards the page. If current is in anti-clockwise direction, then field lines are away from us. Okay, that means away from the board. So here we are observing only one face of the coil. If you take like this, we are observing this coil only, this face. So when the field lines are in clockwise direction, this face of the coil behave as south pole. Okay, this face is behave as south pole, and oppositely the another face behave as north pole. If field lines are, that means current is like this face is behave as north pole. So if the current is in clockwise direction in a circular coil, the front face behave as south pole and back face behave as north pole. And in current is in anti-clockwise direction, front face behave as north pole and back one is south pole, and field lines are away from us. Next, magnetic field lines due to solenoid. What is meant by solenoid? It is a closed looped helix like a spring, that is called solenoid. So take a cardboard and make the holes and pass over a copper wire through these holes, and connect the ends of wire to the battery through a switch. And now close the switch. The current in this coil passes like this. So when the current is in like this, then the iron fillings around this are formed like this. Okay. So if it is north pole and it is south pole, means already I said in circular coil, when the current is in clockwise direction, then the front portion is south pole and back one is north pole. So if it is taken as north pole and it is taken as south pole, then field lines are formed like this. So the field lines are formed from north pole to south pole of a magnet. So that means out of the bar magnet, the field lines are passes from north pole to south pole of a magnet, but inside the magnet the field lines are from south pole of magnet to north pole of magnet. So from this we can say that magnetic field lines are closed loops. Magnetic field lines are closed loops, and magnetic field lines are always flows from north pole to south pole. Okay, and but inside the magnetic field lines are from south to north. So and the more magnetic strength is there at the poles of the magnet. Why? Here magnetic field lines are crowded, and at middle of this magnet the less magnetic field lines are there, and here less magnetic field strength is formed. So from this we can say that the solenoid behave as a bar magnet. Next, magnetic force on moving charge. Whenever sometimes if you bring a bar magnet nearer to the CRT TV, then we observe that the picture on the TV screen distorted. That means the picture will be not clear. The picture is not clear. That means it is disturbed. Why it is disturbed? So whenever we are bringing a bar magnet nearer to the screen of TV, here the magnetic field acts the force on the moving charges. Here current passes throughout the TV. That means electrons are in motion. So electrons are in motion. When we bring a bar magnet nearer to this TV screen, here the magnetic force acting on these moving charges. So that's why the TV screen is distorted when we bring a bar magnet nearer to the CRT TV. So that is called magnetic force on moving charge. Now let us, here this is the magnetic field, and Q charge is passing through this magnetic field in direction B with velocity V, and it is perpendicular to each other. So this this charge is moving to this field perpendicularly. Then what is the magnetic force acting on this moving charge? So the magnetic force acting on moving charge is F equals to QVB and F equals to QVB sin theta. If theta equals to 0, that means sine 0 equals to 0, then minimum force acting on moving charge. If theta equals to 90 degrees, that means the moving charge is perpendicular to the direction of magnetic field, then theta equals to 90, then sine 90 equals to 1, then then the maximum magnetic force acting on moving charge. Okay, so whenever the magnetic flux, if the moving charge is parallel to the direction of magnetic field, the magnetic flux is maximum, and here magnetic force is minimum. So at perpendicular to each other, then magnetic flux is minimum, but magnetic force is maximum. Okay, what is the magnetic force acting on straight current carrying wire? Next, what is the magnetic force acting on current carrying wire? So already we know that magnetic force on moving charge, that is equals to F equals to QVB, or F equals to QVB sin theta. Here, if a current carrying wire is placed near a uniform magnetic field, that means, and this ends of wire is connected to the battery through a switch. So when we close the switch, the current is passes through the wire. So that means the electrons are moving throughout this conductor. So what is the magnetic force on this? That is F equals to ILB, and if you take some angle, that means here whenever we place the current carrying wire, it is deflected due to the magnetic force, and means it bends like this. So in that case, the magnetic force acting on this wire is equals to ILB sin theta. So for this demonstrated by using this, if you place a copper wire, that means the ends of copper wire is connected to the battery through a switch, and place a horseshoe magnet on this wire, and now close the switch. When we close the switch, the current is passes through this wire. Then here this is also creates magnetic field, and when we place this horseshoe magnet, it is also creates magnetic field. Due to this magnetic field, it will be deflected downwards. This wire is deflected downwards. If you change the polarities, means polarities of this magnet, that is horseshoe magnet, south and north, then it is deflected upwards. That's why the force acting on this moving charge is F equals to ILB sin theta. So from this we can say that when a current carrying wire placed in a uniform magnetic field, it experiences magnetic force. Next, electric motor. So in our daily electrical appliances, electric motor is used in fans, refrigerators, and pumping of water from ground to overhead tanks. In all these cases, we are using electric motor. So what is meant by electric motor? Electric motor is a device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. What is the working principle of electric motor? So whenever a copper coil is placed in a uniform magnetic field, it experiences magnetic force. That is working principle of electric motor. Now what is the construction of electric motor and what is the working of electric motor? So if this is the construction of electric motor. Here we place a rectangular copper coil ABCD in between uniform magnetic field, that is north and south pole of a magnet, and the ends of this copper coil is, that is ABCD, is connected to the split rings C1 and C2 through the brushes B1 and B2 to the battery and through switch or key. Here C1 C2 are split rings or communicators. Split rings are communicators. Here N and S uniform magnetic field, that is north and south pole of a magnet. ABCD is a rectangular copper coil. ABCD is a rectangular copper coil, and C1 C2 are split rings or communicators. B1 and B2 are carbon brushes. Here this is battery and key. Now what is the working of electric motor? Now when we close the switch, the current in this motor is passes through the coil from A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A. This is the way of current passing through this copper coil. How it is rotates in this uniform magnetic field. So here Ampere's right hand rule we have to use. In this Ampere's right hand rule, stretch our thumb, forefinger and middle finger mutually perpendicular to each other. Here the thumb gives direction of magnetic force. This forefinger gives direction of electric current or moving charges or velocity of charges, and middle finger gives direction of magnetic field. Once again I am repeating, right hand rule. Right hand rule, thumb gives direction of magnetic force, forefinger gives direction of moving charges and middle finger gives direction of magnetic field. If you apply this right hand rule to this copper wire, that means copper coil, this is the direction of current. Okay, so if you place the forefinger in the direction of current and central finger direction of magnetic field. So we know that magnetic fields are always flows from north to south. So this is the direction of magnetic field, and thumb gives direction of magnetic force. So whenever the current is passes from A to B, then we have to apply the right hand rule. Then what is the direction of magnetic force acting on this coil? So this direction of magnetic force acting on this coil is downward direction. And then the current is reaches from B to C and C to D. Then again we have to apply the direction of magnetic force on this side CD. Again this is the right hand rule, but here reverse like this. Then this side on side CD it is moving upwards. Then resulting the coil is rotates anti-clockwise direction. The coil is rotates anti-clockwise direction. So after first half rotation, its direction will be changed. First half rotation, the direction of coil will be changed like this. That means here AB, but here CD, and here AB will come. So the direction of current is like this. So first half rotation, the direction of current will be changes on side AB and side CD. Again we have to apply this right hand rule on side CD and side AB. Again the force is acting downwards on side CD and upwards on side AB, then resulting the coil continuously rotates. For 1/4 rotation, that means at 90 degrees, the communicators, that means split rings, they are breaks between the brushes. That means there is no contact in between carbon brushes B1 and B2. That is here the split rings are like this. Here initially contact. So 1/4 rotation, there will be a break between the C1, C2 and B1 and B2. Then there is no current supply through this coil, but coil will be continuously rotates. Why? Because of inertia. Due to that inertia, the coil will be continuously rotates. Did you understand? And first half rotation, the connection C2 is contact with B1 and C1 is contact with B2. Here C2 is contact with B1 and C1 is contact with B2. Then the current will be reverse in this coil. Then the coil will be rotates continuously in anti-clockwise direction. This is the working of electric motor. What is meant by electric motor? A device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. That is called electric motor. What is the working principle of electric motor? A rectangular copper coil is placed in a uniform magnetic field. It experiences magnetic force. That is the working principle of electric motor. So if you concentrate about this, then you can good marks. In next class you will see about Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay students, thank you, have a nice day.
ఉల్లంపూర్ మాన్సో స్కూల్లో అటు డిగ్రీ క్లాసులు ఇటు ఐఐటి క్లాసులు సమర్థవంతంగా నిర్వహిస్తున్నారు. ఈ స్కూల్ నుండి 10 మంది డాక్టర్లు, 8 మంది చార్టర్డ్ అకౌంట్లు, అనేక మంది ఐఐటి ఎన్ఐటిలో చదివిన ఇంజనీర్లు ఉన్నారు. అంతేకాదు ఈ విద్యా సంస్థల్లో 10 రకాల కాంపిటీషన్ ఎగ్జామ్స్లోని విజయకేతలు ఎగరేశారు. 4 స్టేట్ ఫస్ట్లు, 40 టాప్ 10 ర్యాంకులతో పాటు 13 మంది గోల్డ్ మెడల్ సాధించారు. ఒత్తిడి లేని విద్యను అందిస్తూ అటు జాతీయ స్థాయి స్పోర్ట్స్ ర్యాంకులతో పాటు ఇటు ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ర్యాంకులు సాధిస్తున్న ఏకైక విద్యా సంస్థ ఉల్లంపూర్ మాంటిసోరీ స్కూల్.